So I'm pretty excited about this rig. It makes a little bit of noise. I'm hoping it's just the exhaust and it's not a knock or anything. All right, we have some not so great news about this 4Runner, and the check engine light's on for a cylinder 2 misfire, and it's a dead cylinder, dead misfire. Well, I didn't want to do a motor, so I bought another one. Hell yeah. Big 4Runner guy now. All right, I'm finally done with this thing, I hope. And, you know, kind of glad I got it, because this black one had a lot of shit wrong with it. Had the wrong front brakes on it. You know, we had the front diff issue. We swapped the front diff, swapped the rear diff to get the e-locker, and hopefully I could still make a little bit of money. And I decided taking the sport wing, because I've done so much work to it. But for 300 bucks, it's given us a lot of parts that we needed for the other one. I wish the other one didn't need so much, but here we are. I probably should have just put a motor in this thing and been done with it. Oh well. Here working on the new 4Runner. We got the fresh rear end in, and we got the whole front end apart. Since the front end didn't look super great, we swapped it out with the parts truck, and we had my buddy Eddie go through the whole engine, so everything's all sealed up. He did the oil pan gasket, oil pump seal, camshaft seals, everything, so hopefully it doesn't leak anymore. And I decided that since we put the e-locker in the rear, we might as well also put a locker in the front. So I got the Spartan locker here. It's pretty cheap off eBay. So we're gonna put this into the front diff before we put it all back together, and this thing should be an animal off-road with true four-wheel drive. All right, so we got the front diff here. It's ready to get taken apart. It's got all the reverse Torx heads. Gonna pull those out, pull these vacuum lines off. I'm gonna make sure to take a picture so I know which one goes where. And we're gonna start out by pulling the whole side of this case off so we can get to the differential over in this portion. Okay, so this only took a couple minutes to take apart. So this housing's been gone through before. It looks like it was kind of just like resealed and put back together. It looks like it's got a newer actuator, so hopefully that's good. This came apart, bearing's good, the ring gear and everything looks good. So we just have to pop this guy out here, which I guess is just held in by like a little C-clip. So we'll pry that out through here, and we should be able to get this diff unit out so we can put in our locker. Okay, so I didn't record it, but basically I just hit the screwdriver through here and then down to pop that clip out. Wasn't very hard, but to pull the diff apart, I'm gonna need to pull the ring gear off because the center pin would hit. So this diff actually has pretty wild like locking brackets on here, so I'm gonna have to hammer these down to get them out of the way, and then take these bolts out. came off pretty easily. Now we got this little roll pin here, or sorry, right here to punch out to get the center pin out of the spider gears. And I'm gonna just push it through this way and hopefully it fits. Oh, looking at it here actually closer, that's the only way you can push it through is that way. So that's what we're gonna do. Well, this was probably my only one that would fit. Mint. Ow. Mint. Okay, this thing was crazy. So the pin drives down through because it's actually machined in there so it bottoms out. And then this is all bent out from the factory to hold it in. So you gotta push this through and it will like force this case back straight. So it was kind of a pain. I had to tap this out a little bit to get it like not so mushroomed down, and took a couple tries at doing it and quite a lot of banging, but it's out. The pin comes right out, and then we'll be ready to drop these spider gears and go. I'm trying to show this to you. You roll this right out. Boop. Good to go. One spider gear. Probably could get the other one better if I had two hands here. Boop. There you go. Mint, mint. And it looks like it's got little like washers that go underneath it. So I'm gonna have to read the instructions and see if they want those washers on the new ones or not. Okay, so we got our Spartan locker here, and I don't really know what each piece is called, but it's a locker. So these are what your axle shafts are gonna connect to. They're gonna go right in here and into place, and then the locker pieces are going to go between that, and it's sprung, so these will grab onto these gears and it won't allow it to spin freely. So a lot of people don't like these in like an everyday car, and that's why they don't come in one, because they will make ratcheting sounds and they can be kind of loud. But lucky for us, the 4Runner has this electric lock for the outside drive shaft. So even if this were to like stick, we wouldn't be able to hear anything anyway, because the shaft wouldn't be locked until we actuate it. So first step, we're gonna put these little springs here into this pin, and then we're gonna push each one of these into here. There's 4 of them, and there's 4 little grooves for this guy. I imagine nothing likes being put together dry, so I'll put a little bit of oil in these pucks to make sure they don't seize or anything before we really get to use them. Oh no, my thing's broken. Everything I own is junk. That's pretty lame, but you get the idea. It's how they do. Oh, and then you definitely don't want to drop it and put a bunch of doo-doo on it, because that's not good for it. All right, so then it's got these other pins here. There's 4 of them, and these just slide in to hold those in place so you can make the install easier. Alrighty, so lube this guy up. These do come with some oil on them, but I'm a big fan of lube, so put a little lube on everything. Why not? Put a little lube on the face of this, because it doesn't have much. Do the same here. And so each one of these has a little spacer on the inside here to make sure that they're shimmed tightly with this pin. So you want to put this in here. And make sure that that's lined up really good, so you slide it in and then twist it. Do the same for the top. All right, looks like we need to put these in first. So I'll come on the back over here. We'll put this one in. That. We'll put this one in. Upside down. Boom. All right. I don't know if you saw that, but we got everything pushed in here. Lined up pretty good. The only thing I'm worried about is this little spacer, but now we should be able to get this pin pushed in. So you'll lube this up really good, because it doesn't normally get much lube in it because it's kind of sealed. Always make sure to put your hole where the roll pin goes. And like I was saying before, this spacer is going to give us a little bit of trouble. So push that up. So we got those worked in. Looks really close, so there we go. I'm gonna just do some fiddling, make sure she's in there right. Tap this pin in. Basically, just want to do it enough to get everything seated in there. That way, if we gotta pop it back out, it's not a headache. That actually went in beautifully. All right, so now they want us to measure this gap here between the two pucks. So before I pull this pin, that way I don't need to go back into it, we're gonna check this gap and make sure it's between 140 and 170 thou. To me, it looks a little bit big, but I could be off. You see here, as these things spin, these will actually be able to lift off it, and these can rotate by themselves. And then once you give it power, they'll lock in. That way the gears are actually, both axles are locked in, and you have true four-wheel drive, not like a 3.5 wheel drive. Okay, so I just did a quick check with our feeler gauges. I took this over here and I measured it with our calipers, so our 148. It fits in, and it's actually pretty snug, so that's pretty close. It's probably like 150 thou. And then I took the next step up, which is a 17 thou, which will get us close to our max tolerance, and it does not fit in at all. So she's within spec. I don't know the exact measurement, but it doesn't matter because it's in the spec, so we're good to go. Now I gotta just pull these pins out here. Boop. Boop. Hell yeah. We got a locker. Thing's super mint. Now we gotta just basically reverse the whole process, put it all back together, and we gotta clean all this goop off. I'll just use a wire brush since everything's cast steel or iron, and just clean that all up, and we'll just use a ultra black Permatex to seal it up. All right, now that I got these all super clean, we wire brushed them, used a razor blade to get anything we couldn't get off with the wire brush, brake cleaned it, wiped it all off. Everything's all super mint and clean. We're gonna start putting this guy in the housing, put the housing back together, and we're gonna glue it all in. All right, we let this sit for about an hour, torqued it all back up. So this thing's ready to go. All we gotta do is put these hoses on. I did read through this a little bit. It talks about checking magnets and everything. With this thing looking so new, I really don't think there's gonna be an issue. And with the whole diff gone through, I really don't care to take this off. I'm pretty sure you can get to this pretty easily while it's in the truck. So I'm gonna just risk it. So slap this hose back on, and we'll have to get the truck from there back on the lift, and we'll have to start getting ready to throw the new goodies back in the thing. All right, hopefully the fan's not too loud, but you got the front end in, I got the drive shaft in, we took the pressure washer to everything, so it's mediocrely clean, but it's way cleaner than it was, because it was like, it was horrible, dude. Like, I just had to clean sludge out of these holes to get the rest of the oil to drip out, because I noticed oil dripping on the floor still, and I'm like, what the hell, there shouldn't be any oil. So hopefully it doesn't leak. I think it's just leaking out of every hole that it can, because this thing was so nasty. All right guys, I hope you liked the video. The 4Runner is going to be insane with the front locker in it, and I'm super excited to try it out. Make sure you follow the build. I can't wait to test it and do some off-roading with it. And don't forget to go to chrisleonardracing.com. Every $5 you spend gives you a entry to the giveaway car. So make sure you go to chrisleonardracing.com, buy some shirts, buy some hats. Every $5 you spend is an entry. So we'll see you on the next one, and hopefully we can get the 4Runner done and go test it.